Hi, Carmine.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Well, we're at yet another RockWalk induction.
Another one.
Yeah, what did you think about this Grace Slick induction?
I thought it was pretty cool. You know, she definitely deserves to be in here because, as I said, she was like one of the first female rock stars. Beyond the rock stars, she was a bit, a bit troublemakery, and she was a bit wild.
Bit
you
on the
know,
controversial
her and Janis
side.
Joplin were the only ones, in those days.
So you are a former inductee, correct?
That's right.
How was your induction experience?
Mine was great because I was inducted with Ginger Baker, Alex Van Halen, myself. We were the live ones, and then we were inducted with a bunch of deceased people like John Bonham, Keith Moon, Gene Krupa, and Buddy Rich. Now, Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich were my idols, when I grew up. And John Bonham, I took on the first tour with Led Zeppelin. Vanilla Fudge took them on tour, so I knew John ever since he, started in the business. The record business anyway. And Keith I knew, and it was great. It was just a lot of fun.
So that must have been a huge honor for you to be inducted along with the people that influenced you.
Exactly, it really was. Matter of fact, I was just doing an interview yesterday. Now they do a lot of interviews on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me a while. And we were just talking about that, and I was thinking about that. It really was a great honor for me to be inducted with Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich, who were my all-time idols,
So I understand your project Vanilla Fudge has reunited.
Right.
And you've released a new album.
That's right.
Called
About a week
The
and a half
Return.
ago. The Return. That's right.
Very appropriate.
Yeah, and it's so far so good. It's being reordered in a lot of stores, and we released it on our own label. It's my manager and myself got a label called World Sound Bionic Records, and it's distributed by ADA, which is Atlantic, which basically did all our stuff in the first place. So we're going to run promotions from now until like January, and just keep pushing to get the slow build going, because today it's so weird the way records are being sold. They come out and they sold a zillion the first week, and then they're gone. And then but we want to get back to the old build thing, so you get your root audience. And it's weird now, there's like no way to get airplay. It's all classic rock, and they do play a little bit of some new classic rock acts, some new songs, but basically, it's very hard to get any airplay unless you're like a pop act today, or
What
rap
was the
act.
inspiration to reform?
Well, it was 1999. Somebody in Japan wanted us to go to Japan and play. So we went in Japan and played, and there was an agent from America there who saw us and thought it was great. So we said, they asked us if we would play a few gigs in the summertime. We said, yeah, if you come up with them. So they came up with a couple of gigs on the East Coast. We played them, and it went great. So we had some fun. So it took us about a year to get all the legal stuff back together again to, in order to get it working. And then last summer, I think it was 2001, just before 9/11, end of August, we went out and did 2 weeks. And we ended in New York, actually. And I was at the Twin Towers on September 6th, looking at them with my road crew who had never been to New York. And I was looking at them saying, wow, these things are so big. I haven't been here in so long, And a few days later, we're gone. So, and then after that, the whole music business fell apart. Every business fell apart for a few months. And then we started doing some more shows in January. And this year we've done about probably 40 shows. And it's been going really good. We've been to Korea. We opened up some of the festivities over there for the World Cup in the first weekend. We had 20,000 people in the audience, and that was scary because there was a lot of young people, and we're thinking, yeah, are they going to know our songs, But they did. So that went great, and then we went through the States and Alaska and everywhere, and ended up in Scandinavia and Denmark, and then came back through the States and ended up September 30th in Long Island.
You've played with quite a few different artists, Rod Stewart, King Cobra, Vanilla Fudge.
Right.
What's your favorite style of music to play?
Well, I really like playing a lot of different styles. I don't really have a favorite, I guess, a band like Blue Murder, that style was very cool because it was freeform. It was almost the same as playing with Jeff Beck and Beck Broke Into Peace. It was like very freeform. Vanilla Fudge is totally different. than anything I've ever played because it's strange arrangements and, you know, eerie, weird, you know, kind of stuff. Rod Stewart was a great learning sensation for me because there was like a 7-piece band, so I had to play a little laid back, you know, per se, and I was part of a band. But the audience were humongous. I mean, they're huge, you know. In those days, Rod was like, and the band was great, you know, and we went out and kicked butt. So I enjoy all the different things. You know, King Cobra was different for me because in the 80s I felt a little bit out of place in the 80s because the way they recorded and everything, there was no spontaneous playing involved. Every note was worked out, you know, and I was so used to playing spontaneously, you know, that is a bit different for me. But I enjoy playing all kinds of stuff. You know, I had a stint with Edgar Winter for a couple of years. So I got to play Frankenstein, you know, which is a lot of fun, you know. And my trip with Ozzy was fun, you know. But in those days, you could understand Ozzy when he talked.
I think you can understand him better when he sings now.
Yeah, I know.